Saludos a todos. El sábado 1 de agosto del 2020, el sargento Francisco Javier Rascón, conocido como Kiko por sus amigos y sus seres queridos, pero yo siempre los llamé tío, falleció a la edad de 62 años. Nació en la ciudad del Paso, Texas. Y durante la mayoría de su vida, él se la pasó amando a sus seres queridos, a su familia y dando su vida por los ciudadanos de los Estados Unidos, siendo un sargento del US Army. Y para todos que lo conocían, sabían su amor y afán por el deporte de football soccer. Él siempre fue the life of the party, no matter where he went. Siempre con una sonrisa from cheek to cheek, telling all his funny jokes. In 1973, he met his until death do us part, la gran señora María del Rosario Sigala, conocida como Chayo. Y en el año 1981 se unieron para siempre. Durante el matrimonio nacieron sus 3 hijas, Ivette Rascón, Erika Rascón y Yadira Rascón. Y sus más grandes amores fueron sus nietos, Kiara, Javier, Karime, Sebastián y Kareli. He absolutely loved all of his nieces and nephews. All of us lived at his house at one point or another in our lives, teaching us always to do the right thing, teaching us respect, teaching us how to respect others, to have morals, and he always led by example. He loved music and fishing. And speaking of fishing, me recuerdo cuando yo era una niña. Él me dijo, "Have you ever gone fishing, hija?" And I told him no. He said, "Súbete al carro." When we got to the Rio Grande, he said, "We're going to make a real good caldo de pescado tonight." Then I asked him, "Where are the fishing poles?" And he said, "You have 2 hands, right?" I told him yes. And he said, "Those are your fishing poles." When we got to the river, him and my tío Chuy went to the sides of the river because it was really low. And they literally pulled huge catfishes from the sides of the Rio Grande, all with their bare hands. After about an hour or so, I got bored and it was really hot, so I decided to sit on the side of the river. And then I felt something go up my shorts. I then stood up and a small fish slapped my butt and fell back into the water. He was watching me and laughing. And then he said, "¿Qué pasó, hija?" I'm never going to forget that day. The first time I ever went fishing. His favorite thing to do when he wasn't coaching was to play the guitar. He was always a positive role model for everyone that came across him, men, women, and even children. And with that said, el amor que tenía para ser un ejemplo positivo, se dedicó a ser un entrenador de fútbol por más de 30 años en la ciudad de Albuquerque. Muchos lo conocían por ser una persona ejemplar con su servicio a la comunidad, su dedicación para inspirar a los niños al deporte soccer. Siempre se quitaba la camisa por un amigo y hasta para desconocidos también. He will be definitely missed by his family, loved ones, and many people in the community whose lives he touched. We will all remember that he was a true hero. Theo, thank you for all you did for us, nieces and nephews. Thank you for being a father figure to me when mine wasn't around. Thank you for giving me the buena chinga in the back of a cop car, because I sure needed it. And even though it took me a long time to understand that, it wasn't until I had teens myself. In fact, I never saw the back of a cop car after that, ever again. Recuerdo que you weren't a spiritual person, but last year we did have a spiritual conversation. We talked about how real God is and what it meant. And it just meant so much to me. That was the last time I saw you. And I remember your last words were, when you were leaving, nunca te dejes de ningún güey, hija. Cuídate mucho. You gave me a hug and a kiss, and we said, I love you. Here's the funny thing, Theo. That won't be the last time I see you. In fact, I will see you when it's my turn to get to heaven. And speaking of heaven, I asked myself, what was the first thing you did when you got there? I know. Good morning, Vietnam! You're going to be very missed, Theo. And here's a Bible verse that I would like to share with you. John 14, 1 through 4. Don't let your hearts be troubled. Do you believe in God? Believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I'm going there to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you may also be where I am. You know the way to the place of where I'm going. And for everyone that is here today, you received a card about him today, and on it, it has a poem on it. And for those that couldn't make it, this is what it says. God saw you get tired, and a cure was not to be. So he put his arms around you and whispered, "Come to me." With tearful eyes, we watched you, and we saw you pass away. Although we loved you dearly, we could not make you stay. A golden heart has stopped beating, hard-working hands at rest. God broke our hearts to prove to us He only takes the best. Rest in peace, Theo.